Train your brain or trust the bot? That is the question that we are pondering today. I am really excited. Welcome to Gloves Off. I'm your host, Dr. Kalpana Sundar, and today's episode is one that I've been really wanting to do for a while because this topic is everywhere right now. Everybody wants to join the conversation about AI, and often it's either hype or it's fear. Those are basically two sides of things that we see when it comes to AI. And you know what? We're not going to do either one of those today because I'm going to be talking to Dustin Dean. He is my guest today, and we're going to get into a great conversation about mental health, AI, and coaching. So join us as we explore this topic. Welcome, Dustin. Welcome to Gloves Off.
Kalpana, you're so creative. I always love your introductions. That was perfect, as always. I love the way you summarize that, and I'm just really excited to be here.
Oh, well, thank you so much for joining me. So I just want to say a little bit about Dustin so you guys have a little bit of background of who he is. So he's a board certified psychiatric mental health nurse and a nurse practitioner. I'm sorry, not just a nurse practitioner. That makes a difference, actually. He's had over 2 decades in the healthcare industry. He's seen all kinds of patients from high acuity psychiatric care to behavioral emergencies and integrative mental health. He's also the co-founder of MindMax Brain Fitness Academy because, our brains need fitness too. We talk about our bodies, but our brains need fitness. And also the creator of Dean of Zen AI coaching platform. So that's what makes him the perfect person to have this conversation with, because this guy didn't just adopt AI. He built a bot. He basically built a bot to maybe replace him. I don't know. What do you think, Dustin?
Well, yes, especially obviously, anytime you're working with AIs and that sort of thing, at this point in time, it's coaching focused, the therapy and those things aren't where they need to be with all the legalities and everything. But from a coaching perspective and a mental wellness perspective and an emotional wellness perspective, and what I like to say is joy optimization perspective, because I really think that that's what we're all trying to reach. We're all trying to get to that point where we're thriving rather than just surviving. We're processing our life through our power and potential rather than our pain and our past. And
I'm sorry, we have to stop there. That deserves a pause. Processing our life through our power and what?
Power and potential rather than our pain and our past.
Oh, because most of us are doing it from our pain and our past. Most of us, unless we train our brain accordingly. And that's what is so great about one of the big premises that you have is that our brain needs fitness because it's wired to give us doom or make us feel afraid.
Yes, the base function of our brain is to keep us alive. And how it keeps us alive is through fear. Like, look out, that car is going to hit you. That dog's going to bite you. That person's going to see the zit on your face. And all these things have a lot of it is still back in the
Dark Ages, where caveman, right,
or whatever, where there was real threats. The tribe could come and kill you. A tiger could kill you. A bear could kill you. A lion could kill you. But our brain hasn't adjusted to that. It still thinks any threat that comes is life-threatening. So, and that's how it functions. And it keeps us alive. It's doing what it needs to, but we've got to train it to thrive. And we have to train it to see the beauty in life and the good things about us, especially because it's going to find all the weaknesses. So we have to train it to see the strengths. And that's, as you know, that's something I'm really passionate about. And that's kind of where, and we can talk a little more about the evolution of Dean of Zen AI, but that's kind of the basis for where it came from.
Yeah. Well, the reality is that most of us are wired that way. And I find myself having to really work at training my brain too, because it just will, I've accomplished all these things, but then my mind will naturally go into what I didn't accomplish and not focus on the things that I did. And I've just really been working on that. It's been a real evolution for me. And it's something that I think changes our life. So that being said, what made you feel that creating an AI bot for coaching would be a therapy. What started that?
So first of all, I'll touch on the brain fitness. Like that's something that I've developed over years of therapy and coaching. That seeing that consistently, like you said, everybody's brain is out of shape. Even if there's not a chemical imbalance or anything else at the baseline, the brain is going to go to the negative for survival, and it needs to be trained to thrive. It needs to have that repetition of the good stuff, just like our body, right? Like our bodies to be optimized, there needs to be training, which doesn't feel comfortable. It doesn't feel good. There's a little bit of pain at first through that process of getting our body in shape. It's the same with our mind. It doesn't feel natural. And like you said, to struggle with this, it is. It's just like exercising. And then to take it to that next step and start enjoying life and realize I don't want to put energy towards those threats. I can relax. I can enjoy this moment. I can go on vacation. I don't have to worry about, things that are 10 years away. At the cost of the moment right here and right now. So that's the brain fitness. Like that is what the Dean of Zen is trained on.
Well, it's huge because, sorry, I took a cut off. I wanted to say that most of us think instead of doing fitness with our brain, most of us, the answer is go make more money because that's going to solve all our problems. That is not the answer to anything. But everybody really thinks it is. And I love how they think it is, but it's absolutely not, because I have the beautiful life experience to see it from that end, because everybody thinks, oh, you make so much money and life is perfect. My life was much more imperfect in that state because I was not doing something that was aligned with my joy. So that being said, so how did you created this bot, and how does it help people?
Yeah. So I'll start kind of where it happened is
Okay.
like one of my personal coping skills is video gaming. Okay. So like how I recharge and enjoy thing is I'm a gamer, and I used to do a lot of streaming. I was the head of a gaming guild and everything. Well, every time I'd go in, we'd play like 6 people at the same time, but then sometimes there'd be like 20 people in the voice channel. So there'd be voice channels where we're all talking and playing together. Then I'd be streaming too. And we'd all be talking and having fun. But once they found out I was a therapist by trade, everybody started coming in with all their problems and everything. And within reason, I mean, obviously I'm not going to get deep, but like if it's just a parent or maybe a girlfriend thing, or like, what should I do here? Or, I would encourage them, if it was deeper, to go to a therapist, of course. But the coaching stuff, the day-to-day, the brain fitness stuff, I could say, but like what was happening is like all my streams were turning into like sessions, right? Like with the group in it, and it got bigger. So one of the guys in my guild, who is just a brilliant tech guy, said, dude, I mean, I don't know if this is appropriate, but I'm going to say, he's the wording was, these nerds are not going to go to get the help they need. Like what if I created you as an AI bot? He's like, this could really help people. And that's what happened. So I spent hours, actually my wife and I, because she's a coach too, and she has experience in, in mental health and has a psychology degree. So together we kind of put these recordings together of the brain fitness approach and how would that go. So like I said before, it is a coaching bot. It's not therapy by any means, but it really can make a difference. It really, like, because you can ask it. I think the hard part for people is to realize you can test it and ask it anything. Mm-hmm. And it will come up with an answer. And if you don't like it, you can say, that doesn't work. That does not work for me. Like this is not working for me. I need this. And then it will adjust over those 10 hours. And it doesn't go. The other thing that people worry about with AI is that it goes off into other areas. Mm-hmm. It goes off the recordings. It only learns from and goes off the recordings that I initially made. So you're getting the Dean of Zen.
That's really cool because I do like that it's built in there that you can say, this isn't working for me. This isn't working for me. Because the reality is you could see a coach or a therapist, but they're only with you in that moment. There's 100 million other things that happen when you're not with them that you need to talk to them about. So I actually think it's really wonderful. But again, every amazing technology comes with caveats. There is a time that you could utilize that, and then there is a time where you really need to talk to a human being. And again, people really don't know the difference right now. AI is really evolving very quickly, but people really need to understand when to use what. And I don't know that most people understand that. So that's why to have. So the question is, do we train the brain or do we just trust the bot?
Well, here's the answer. Yes. Okay. You should be doing both. Okay. The point of, and that's the Dean of Zen AI is it can be a standalone. Lots of my provider friends will like let their clients know uh, this is just a tool. This is just a resource. This is coaching. But if you are struggling with something early and you can't make an appointment and get back to me, try this. And it has helped hold people over till their next session. And that's one thing I've found with Rashida and with MindMax Brain Fitness Academy. Um, we found that it can help some clients till their next weekly appointment. So you can buy the package with the Dean of Zen AI and coaching once a week, or you can do the Dean of Zen just on its own. Now, to answer your question about when,
well, we're not going to answer all of that yet because we're going to go deeper into the framework. So, so for those of you guys out there watching, everything we just talked about, that's just the appetizer, the preview. Because inside the private community, we're going to have the conversations that we really can't have on social media because we're not really treating people. We're not doing any of those things. We're really giving people a framework of what to do when. And we're going to get more in depth into this conversation. And the reason I do this is because I've been hosting Gloves Off for over 2 years. And this format is kind of new. So I want to explain it a few times so that people really understand that the reason I do this is that I love being uncensored. And even I found myself censored to some degree during Gloves Off. I went back and asked many of my guests, did they feel censored as well? And they said, yes, because we're out there on social media for everybody to hear. So there's certain things I'm just not going to say. That's when I said, okay, now we really need to be uncensored. So that's why I do it this way. So inside the private community, we're going to go all the way in. We're going to talk about the frameworks. We're going to talk about the nitty gritty. And we're going to make Dustin really earn his seat today on Gloves Off. Okay. Because I'm going to ask him some hard questions. But before we do that, I got something fun to share. I found this matchbook a couple of weeks ago. May the bridges I burn light the way. And I thought it was awesome. But first, let me show the link to how you can join into the school community because you can actually watch the rest of this episode there. So I'm just going to leave that up for a second so you can actually see that and go ahead and join. It's a private community. So once you request to be joined into it, I can grant you permission and then you're in and then you can see all of the rest of these episodes, which is really, really cool. So I have to do this. I can't help myself. May the bridges we burn light the way. I just had to do that. I've been just dying to do that. All right, everybody. We are going to see you in